My name is Luke Morris. I run Chop Merchandise. I organize Party at the Pen here at the Old Idaho Penitentiary. This year we had 150 vintage motorcycles. Party at the Pen started with me and my friend Todd in his shop. It was super late at night. I said, man, it'd be cool to put on a show, but make it feel more like a party, just people getting together. We were going back and forth on it, and he goes, have you ever thought about renting out the pen? And I was like, is that a thing? Can you do that? I don't think he thought that I was gonna go through with it. And I ended up just like getting a hold of the pen and just working through it. And it was, it was a very long process, like gaining their trust and to let a bunch of guys come in and have a, quote unquote party. It was a big risk on their part.
I've been really nervous about this event. There were a lot of, are you sure? Are you sure? 26 years ago, we had Rage Against the Machine perform here, and it was out of control. It stopped events at the site for many years. That was the concern going in with my bosses and with the state. I went through a lot, I trusted Luke, just meeting him, seeing his character, knowing that, this is gonna go well. And a lot of people were gonna appreciate this as a museum on top of the motorcycle show that's going on. I said, you know what, I think we can do this. I trust this guy.
The first sit-down meeting I had with them, and they asked, it's the 150th anniversary this year, can you get 150 bikes? Well, 150 bikes is insane. Like, that's a lot of bikes for any show. So I'm like, yeah, we can get 150 bikes. My buddy Todd was there, and when we left that meeting, he goes, there's no way you're getting 150 bikes. We had between 150 and 180 that showed up and were inside the penitentiary. It was a lot of work, but it all came together in the end. It's just such a great environment because this is all about like being locked down, right? But motorcycles are all about freedom. I love the aspect of riding motorcycles. I'm not a big show bike guy. My thing with a show is like, I don't want it to feel like a show, I want it to feel like an event. Like, you ride out to this thing, there's a ride, and then you go and hang out at the penitentiary with your bike. So in the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna do a pre-ride to kind of kick the show off. I got with my real good friend, Matt Whitlock with Rec Metals, and I said, hey, would you mind doing this? And he was totally on board. He's like, yeah, anything I can do to help, I'd love to be a part of it.
The ride up to Idaho City went perfect. It was great. There was a good group of people. We got up to Idaho City, and there's a bar called Harley's Bar. And the lady that owns that, she was expecting us, and she had all the parking reserved out front, and there was enough people that both sides of the street were totally filled with bikes. It was a really neat experience for people from out of town because it's a fun ride through a canyon. I heard a lot of positive input.
I'd had a lot of people who came up to me after the show and during the show and said, if coming to this show only meant I went on that ride, it was worth it. So Saturday morning, I get here at 6 a.m. Load-in went really well. I had it pretty well organized. I had 6 different sections. I knew where every bike was gonna go. That went like so amazingly smooth, way smoother than I thought it was gonna go. With any event you're putting on, you're always worried that you're gonna get this big influx and then people are just gonna start trickling out and leave. The difference between this location and others is there's so much to see here. You can spend a whole day here just at the prison. Then you put the bikes in here, you got the tattoo artists, you got the tintype photographers, you got the live music, you got all the amazing vendors that showed up. We really were able to retain a lot of people throughout the whole day. It was just like a steady, good amount of people inside the building the whole time. So about 6 o'clock, the music kicks on. We had Johnny Kunk, who's a local friend of mine. Johnny Kunk is amazing. When I put this show on, I was like, there's 2 guys that I want to have play. Johnny Kunk and The Last Night Fighter.
I always tell people I only play funerals and prisons. I've done a lot of funerals, and this is the first one at a penitentiary, so I couldn't, pass that up.
Both those guys killed it. Again, we were able to retain so many people, so we had a really good crowd for them. And then at the end of the night, we gave away our trophies. I didn't want to do anything real specific. I just thought, you know what, just nice bikes. People that helped support this show should be able to pick a bike that they really like. After that, it was load out. Really worried about it. I thought this could be going till like midnight. We were actually able to get out of here within 2 hours. It was an amazing show. A lot of people came up and said it was the best show they've ever been to. Most of that, I think, was just on the location. What an amazing location.
These people and the people that were here and our guests and our vendors just were so respectful. And I think that's partly because that they want to come back and do it again. And that has made us inclined to say, all right, let's talk about next year and how we can do this again and make it even better.
I feel like we went out on a limb this year. We put first annual on the shirt. I almost put last annual because you never know what's going to happen. But the penitentiary was really impressed with the kind of people who come to these events. During the show, they're like, we're doing this again, right? And I'm just like, yeah, for sure, let's figure this out. There's a lot of things we want to improve on, and I think we're gonna be able to do that with next year, and it's gonna be even a better show. If you guys didn't make the show this year, I invite you to come back next year. It's gonna be an amazing show. It's gonna be even better than it was this year, and you're not gonna wanna miss it.